Hi, it's Stephen here at Class Act, and I want to show you the brand new product that we finally got in. I know you've all been waiting for this one. This was a very difficult product to get into the store because the lady who designed this and invented it really didn't want to sell this to us wholesale. She wanted to keep it on her online store. But she finally has released it for wholesale so that we can get it for you, and we have. This is the Misti. Now, if you don't know what the Misti is, Misti stands for Most Incredible Stamping Tool Invented. And it is the most incredible stamping tool ever invented. And I'm going to show you why. The Misti is basically this platform that has a hinged door on the front of it, and it opens up like this. And there's a grid here, and we'll talk about that grid in a moment. Inside, you have a pad, and I have some magnets. Magnets do not come with the Misti, and I'll explain what the magnets are for in a moment. You also have a graduated ruler all around the edge for accurate measuring. So here's what the Misti does. You know when you're stamping and you get out your acrylic block and you put your stamp on it and then you try to line it up and try to get it even or everything in the right place, and it probably takes 2 or 3 tries to do it. Well, with the Misti, it's only going to take you 1 try, and this is how it works. So you get your card stock, whatever size, as long as it'll fit inside this frame, okay? Which is plenty of room for making cards or whatever you're stamping, pretty much. So, and let me get the right kind of card because I just grabbed from my stash the wrong kind of card. And bear with me for a moment. Okay, here we go. So you put this in, and to make it square, you just put it down into this bottom left-hand corner and up against the rulers. Now these rulers are raised, and so that gives me a bit of a lip here. Okay. Now if my paper had curled or whatever, that's where the magnets come in. If it's slightly curled, or I can throw some of these magnets on. Now these magnets, we sell magnets in the store that will work fine with this. These are a very flat magnet. The whole idea here is to hold your paper down, but to allow you to close the lid. If they were much higher than that, you wouldn't be able to close the lid all the way down. With these you can. So you take your rubber stamp, and let's say I want to line this up approximately in the center of my page. So I just lay my stamp down, position it on my page the way I want it, and think about this if I was using multiple stamps. Let's say I had a stamp with a saying on it as well that I want to place down here or over here or along the side. I'll lay all my stamps out onto the top of my cardstock, and when I have it the way I want it, I take my lid and I close it. Now this lid is acrylic, so on a cling stamp, it sticks. Okay, just like your acrylic block. Now my stamp's over here, it's ready for inking up. So that's what I'm going to do. So once I have it inked up, now it's time to stamp, and here I go. And I give it a little pressure. Pull it off. Bingo. I have my stamp. Now you might say, well, yeah, I do the same thing with an acrylic block. Yes, you do. However, one, it's not as easy to line up your stamps, especially if you have multiple stamps going on one surface with an acrylic block. And two, have you ever had the problem where you've got a partial stamp? For example, I put my card in here, I go to stamp it, and oh, gee, it didn't really come out as dark as I wanted, or I missed a piece of it. Well, you know how difficult it is to try and realign a stamp on an acrylic pad so you can stamp exactly over top of it. It never works. You get a shadow. Not with the Misti. Bingo. Perfect. No shadow. Why? Because it's in the exact same spot. Now think about this. You're making Christmas cards, you're making birthday cards, you're making invitations. Anything where you're making more than one card using the same rubber stamp in the same position. No longer do you have to realign it every time. You simply take out your first copy, put your second copy in, ink up your stamp, close it. Bingo. My second one, right there. No problem. I can do this for as many cards as I want, 10, 20, 30, 100, whatever. And every time it's going to come out perfect and in the exact same spot. That's what makes this an amazing product. Okay? Now, just some features about this product too. You'll notice there's this black piece right here, this black mat. Well, this comes out. So if you've got stamps that are a little bit thicker, then you can remove that, and now you have that much more depth. Okay, so if you have thicker stamps, they're going to work with this as well. Your stamps that come on a wooden block obviously are not going to work, but anything that's a little bit thicker, you can use it in here. You'll notice there's also a printed grid here on the bottom. This matches up with the paper pad that they have as well for this. Now, I bought this separately, and we aren't getting any of these in the store, but you can use a piece of grid paper. You know, the kind of stuff you buy, graph paper, that you buy at Staples or whatever, and just cut it down to the size of the block, and the same thing. And this is for exact positioning as well. You can lay out your stamp before you even use your actual cardstock by stamping on something like this first. You also have a grid on the cover. And again, that's all for alignment, and it matches up with the grid marks on the graph paper or on that pad of paper as well. Cleaning is very easy. Just spray it with a non-abrasive cleaner. They recommend one called Nova, but I think you could use Windex as well. One thing you do not want to do, however, is use a cleaner that isn't acrylic friendly, and I'm going to show you why, because I made that mistake. I don't know if you can see it here in the light, but you notice these sort of cloudy areas? Well, I use StazOn, and the StazOn melted this grid that's kind of embossed into this. There's a bonded plastic sheet, I think, into this, and it had a chemical reaction. It doesn't affect the performance of my Misti, it just makes it look really worn, and I'm a little ticked off at that, but that was my fault. That's not the fault of the product. You are warned about that in the instructions, that you should not use a cleaner that's abrasive or is not meant for acrylic. So let that be a warning to you. So come on into the store. We're not getting very many of these, and they're already being pre-ordered. Carol's going down to Ohio to pick them up this week, so they'll be here by the end of the week, and they're $98, and believe me, that's worth every penny. I have used my Misti constantly since I've gotten it. It is the best, well, it's the most incredible stamping tool invented. So come on into the store and talk to us about it if you're interested in getting one, or give us a call. Bye-bye.